We've known for a while that Indian commuter motorcyclists, purchasers, don't like change. You remember when the disc brakes came to the market, how much of chaos that created because the commuter said, we don't need disc brakes, and they effectively refused to buy them. And we were told this time that the uptake of disc brakes on commuters is just recently picked up pace, where people are saying, no, we don't want drum brakes, we want disc brakes, right? And what they're saying is, it's very, very cool, but now they want status to come from this vehicle too. And all of these little elements like LED headlights and the automatic panic braking and stuff that you would tell your friends your bike has, which yours doesn't, etc., is part of the convincing somebody to part with their money process.
Okay.
At the same time, they're still cost conscious and value conscious and economy conscious and all of that. So the core values of a commuter can't really change.
Yeah.
So that 60 something kilometers per liter is acceptable and must be delivered.
Correct.
The smoothness is required.
So the hygiene elements stay where they are, but
Yes.
they just want a little
They
bit
want
more
cool
flavor.
factor. And Hero's way of solving the cool factor is to say, oh, I will give you turn-by-turn navigation and we'll give you panic braking and we'll give, because I mean, they have the same Bluetooth system. They're just deploying the system in one new place. And if you look at the meter, you've seen that meter before. It's not like they've invented a meter for this bike. Right? Cruise control is there and all of this, and you'll demonstrate this to your family and all that, and probably never use it, but by the time it has done its job.
Right.
So the interesting thing about it is that being caught in that middle space, right? Where the macroeconomic picture is, oh, is the economy really growing, and is our GDP growth worth talking about, and isn't our inflation too high, and whatever is going on, right? And at the bottom, everybody is saying they're willing to spend more money. Where is this extra disposable income coming from? Even if you argue that it's not coming from actual income, it's being diverted from elsewhere, let's call it savings, it is being spent. But at the same time, this customer says, I will want movement, but not too much movement.
Right. He just wants, I guess, get the sense that I bought something modern and new. That's about it.
And it must appear to be modern and new to everybody I show it to. Underneath, it must do the exact same thing that it used to do before.
Correct.
But what I found really interesting is the fact that we're literally in the middle of that transition right now, where we want change, but we are afraid of change also. So we want change to be in non-critical areas. Because if the cruise control were to fail on a Glamour X, for example, it doesn't fundamentally affect me in any particular way at all.
Right.
Right? Let's take an external force. I went to the shops, I walked away from my bike, and some kid came and took a stone and broke the cruise control switch. I'm not convinced that this customer is going to spend money to replace the switch.
Correct.
But if the switch wasn't there, there was no cruise control, then there's one less thing on this bike that I'm paying for. It's very, very, very interesting.
Yeah, I get it, because it's been happening for so long
Yeah.
in this part of the world, right?
Yeah.
The slow creep of these things, and which is why when the TVS thing happened, I was like, no man, no, don't let it start here.
Yeah.
But it's gonna happen, I
Yeah,
guess.
and we are pretty clear that in the 400cc class, and Hero knows this more intimately because of the Maverick, which is, by the way, not out of production. The Maverick had a problem of desire. It just didn't create desire. But if you come to motoring circles today, there are Maverick owners in there, and they all say, what a great bike, what an underrated bike. Oh my God, so many things it does so well. But do you feel like, wow, that is so cool, I need to have one? No, that's where it fails at. But in the 400cc class, which is premium motorcycles, I accept that that is correct. I do want the sense of I have arrived in the 400cc class, I have a reasonably premium motorcycle, and that has value. And therefore, the Maverick being 1.9 lakh rupees ex-showroom is not valuable enough if it is not cool at 1.9 lakh rupees.
And you're saying it's still in production?
They're switching networks. It was sitting in the 2.0 network. It is going to shift to the Premium network.
Okay.
Because of the way the Hero thing is organized, it's not like the 2.0 dealer is going to say, I'm just going to give 50% discount on my inventory and get rid of this machine. So they have to give them a chance to sell off their inventory and then replace the motorcycle. And I think that's what is going to happen, which is the upside down forks and all of that thing that we've seen at EICMA. That motorcycle will show up at 2.0 as Maverick upgrade. And it's in the transition that suddenly this news has gone out saying the thing is out of production. Yeah, it is out of production, but it's not end of story.
Wow. That's just hard luck for a brand name.
Yeah. And from that 400cc class aspiration set to come down to see it happening at the start at the 125cc class, I think it's very interesting and very challenging for a manufacturer. Because you can't really make big changes because they hate the big changes. But you have to make small changes and get them right, because without those, the bike will not sell.
It's like that for the longest time, right? Everybody in the mass market refrained from making anything dramatic looking.
Correct.
It's like people just didn't want it.
It happened just now, the N125. The
N1
Bajaj N125 was dramatic looking, was very sharp, super motardy, some people called it. Then it had the pajamas, the fork sleeves. It was a dramatically different looking motorcycle. Was the engine not smooth enough or efficient enough? It was. Was the suspension not the best suspension tune we've experienced in this class of machines? Absolutely it was. It was just far enough away from normalcy for people to say, I don't know what the thing is. Right? I'm willing to wear pajamas, but when my bike wears pajamas, I'm done. This is it. I'm not buying this.
Okay. What else can we talk about this bike? It's been a while since we did a commuter bike. I mean, we've done
Yeah,
scooters.
and we've missed nothing because nothing shifts in this class, right? They can't.
Yeah, I know. There was the time when, like early days, when I was asked, why don't you do commuter reviews, comparisons, and all, and this for television? I was like, who will decide on the basis of what I am saying about a Splendor, HF Deluxe, or the Bajaj CT100 or whatever? Nothing. Anybody who's looking to buy one of these buys on the basis of what belief they have in that brand or that
Yeah.
product. And it was just like that's word of mouth or trust factor in
Yeah.
the brand. That's it.
And these are such long-standing products, especially the successful ones. Honestly, everything that you need to know about this product is already perhaps known. And in this particular market, word of mouth counts for more than 50-60% of the story.
And which is why they're so hesitant and resistant to things changing, because they know this did this for the last 20 years that we've had this.
Yeah.
We've had 3 of them and it just worked and we want that.
Yeah. Watch the Honda Activa story that we did on View very, very closely. We didn't blame Honda for the state of the Activa. Honda is doing what the customers are telling them to do. And in this class, customers are saying, don't change it. It is a complete accidental side effect that everybody who had an Activa up to, I think, 4G or something, or 5G maybe, said, actually, our scooters really run well. And we can't say the same for our friends who have 5 and 6Gs. There seems to have been a depression in quality, which could be Honda trying to optimize costs and making a boo-boo somewhere. Possible. Maybe the 7G will revert to being what it was.
Yeah.
But Honda cannot change the Activa. Let us get this absolutely clear. We can criticize them to death. But Honda is not stopping the Activa from evolving. We are. We are saying we showed up to buy that product.
Correct.
And Honda says, but here's the deal. It is an evolved product in some ways. Here's the Activa 125, evolved product in some ways. Here Honda tried the Grazia and another evolved product in another. We didn't buy any of those things.
Yeah, correct.
Right? And in that sense, if you think about it, for all their publicly claimed success at Honda, they are stuck. Because the Activa sells, it sells so well that they can't change it. The Shine sells, the Shine sells so well that they can't change it. And nothing else sells. And Hero is the same. I mean, the one bike that they can't really change is the Splendor.
Correct.
They can mess with the Glamour X right now because the Glamour is not a successful product by their own standards. And if the Glamour were to fail, for example, we tried.
It's a predictability.
But now the Extreme 125 is doing decent numbers for them. Can't touch it anymore.
They're not going to spice it up.
They're not going to
just
spice it
because
up.
the Glamour X has come.
No.
Interesting. Interesting.
So as much as the commuter thing was okay and it was meeting expectations and all of that, and this gimmicky, this feature, that feature thing didn't really float my boat, it was just such an amazing thing to see this country's movement, right? Where suddenly, even at the base level, we are saying, no, status has to be taken care of. If status is not taken care of, then.
We've spoken about a commuter motorcycle after ages, and you can hear exactly what Shumi felt about the new Hero Glamour X on the MotorInc app, where the first is already playing.